Hey everybody, it's Patrick. It is Tuesday, which means it's time to talk about hair. One of the things I'm excited about this year is Halloween. It's coming up very soon, and I finally have long enough hair to incorporate it somehow into a costume. Over the past couple of weeks, I have been researching costumes that incorporate long hair, and strangely enough, or probably not strangely enough, there aren't that many options for guys with long hair. Basically, you have a couple of choices. You can go as a pirate, you can go as a biker, or you can go as one of the Lord of the Rings characters. I decided to go with something a little bit inspired by Lord of the Rings. I noticed that the elves have hair that's kind of long like mine, and it's very straight like mine as well. Most of them are kind of blonde. They all are kind of these light, fair, willowy type of people. But Elrond, who is played by Hugo Weaving, has long brown hair, just like mine. He's a little bit older, just like me, and it's not too complicated, which is good because I am not really good at styling hair. So what I'm going to do is try to do something that can work with a costume that isn't too much work. Like I said, I'm not really good at this sort of thing, but I figured I would give it a shot and we'll see the results. So the one thing that I've noticed mostly in any sort of these old-timey characters is that they all tend to do their hair in a very specific way. If you're talking about sort of medieval characters, they always tend to just pull back this amount of their hair. So I don't know if it's historically accurate or if it's just some sort of Hollywood convention, but they tend to just pull back the top part of their hair while leaving the rest of it kind of loose. So as you see in the back hair, I've just got that much. So I'm just going to pull that back, make sure it's rather neat in the back, just sort of brush it out. I brushed it out just before this. And then I'm just going to take one hair tie and I'm going to pull that into a very, very loose ponytail. That's not going to hold for very long, but I'm going to shore it up afterwards. And the reason that I'm leaving it very loose is because I'm going to do something on the sides as well. So if I was going to go directly with Elrond, this would probably be just about it. You just put on like a headband or a crown, you know, very sort of thin head, forehead crown, and you'd be all set. But I have seen in a few other pictures that he has a couple of little dangly bits here, and I thought that I would do that with a couple of braids on the side and then just add some sort of extra interest to that. So that's the next step that I'm going to do for this look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of strands of hair, and like I said, this is all, I'm keeping this all really, really loose because I can shore it up afterwards. And I'm going to make sure that what I take is fairly even from both sides of my head and coming basically from the same place. So I parted my hair a little bit more off to the side. So there we go. I've got two pieces, kind of like this, one on either side of my head. So I'm just going to take this one first. And what I'm going to do is braid it, basically. And to braid, I am not the best braider in the world, but it's a fairly simple process for this type of braid. You can get very complicated with braids if you want to. There are lots of tutorials. Please don't go to me for braiding tutorials because I'm not great. But basically, what you're going to do is make sure that you have 3 even groups of hair like this. Make sure that they're even. And then basically what you do for this type of braid is you cross your hands on either side over the middle. So you cross over the middle. So the one that was on my left is in the middle. And then I cross my right over what was on the left but is in the middle. Now the right side is in the middle. And you just keep doing that over and over and over again. So basically, I've gotten to the end, and I'm going to keep this bit a little bit loose at the end because it doesn't have to be a perfect braid. And I have a little tiny, teeny tiny, stretchy elastic. I got them in black because my hair is dark. They do come in clear or in all sorts of different colors. So if you wanted to do colors, you could do that. I figured the black would pretty much disappear in my hair, and hopefully I won't break this one because I tend to break these elastics really. I have very clumsy fingers. So I'm just going to try to do it with 3. Hopefully that'll hold. And it does, kind of. There we go. So I've got one on one side. I'm going to do the same, and we're going to try to do it roughly in the same place on the other side. So I've got the 2 little braids on either side here, and if I pull this kind of back like that, it's not exactly, oh yeah, there we go. So now I'm going to pull those behind my ears in a bit, just kind of like that, and then I'm going to readjust this half ponytail with a stronger twist of the elastic, like 3 or 4 twists in the back, just to make sure that that holds. It's not spectacular. It's not a crazy, amazing hairstyle, but if I wanted to, I could kind of keep these down in front like that and do this kind of thing. They might kind of move around a little bit more, or I can tuck them behind my ears like that, and then you just kind of have this little tiny bit of braid action going on that. In fact, I saw that in some of the pictures, Legolas, who's played by Orlando Bloom, he has a braid that goes across back like that. Which is a more complicated braid than one that I know how to do. But that doesn't look too bad, actually. Let's try it again down. I might do that a little bit further. Kind of like that. It's a little bit more hippie than anything else. But if we're talking about a Halloween costume, it's not too bad for a first shot. So anyway, it's not something that I would wear to the office, but this might actually look pretty cool for Halloween. If I do manage to do this, I will come up with the whole costume with the crown up at top, and then probably just a big cloak or something. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This was kind of fun to do on a Tuesday afternoon. If you watch my channel, you should know that on Tuesdays I talk about hair, on Thursdays I do 3 ingredient recipes, and sometime during the weekend George comes around to talk to you about good self-esteem. So if you like what you see, if you're having fun, why not subscribe down below? If you want to leave a comment, that would be great. If you want to like it, that would be great too, because apparently that means something. Anyway, thanks very much. I will talk to you again soon.